Hello Aquarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, does not cost you anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Man, wow, look at that. 9 of Cups. This is the pursuit of happiness. This is following your bliss. This is the dream that keeps on dreaming. This is the happiness that keeps on happening. This is a really big win. This is the happiest that you've ever been in your life. Yeah. Let's put this into some context. Let's see what's going on with that. Okay. 4, okay, it might have something to do with the home, honestly. It might be really the satisfaction of getting the home that you've always wanted, of finding some sort of security and stability in your life. This is getting that job, that really secure, stable thing, okay? Let's see what else we've got going on. We've got the World. Got a 5 of Swords, a Hierophant, okay, and 8 of Pentacles, very good. 2 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, and the Fool. Wow, I think this is going to be the biggest win of your life. This is something that's opening you up to a lot of freedom of movement. There might be a lot of travel here, especially with, look at this, we've got the beginning, we've got the end, and we've got the beginning here. So in some ways, I feel like the Universe card is the ending of something. The ending of the restrictions, the end of the old and the beginning of the new. This is a life with a lot of boundaries, a lot of rules, a lot of restrictions. The Fool is a life of freedom, okay? And the financial stuff, all this earth energy here, and down here too, this might be the path forward. It might be really a huge monetary gain that allows you the freedom, right? That helps you to lift these restrictions off of you. Now, Spirit's showing me a bunch of trains, so the trains could be part of this travel idea, or there's some interest in trains for you. Okay, Spirit showed me like just the steam kind of trains, you know, I don't know. Old-timey ones, I guess, what they look like. But there's some connection with trains for you. Okay. Gosh, this is really, really good. Might have something, like I said, something to do with the home, but the 4 of Pentacles is that stability. The 4 of Pentacles is that kind of security. It's that power that we feel now. I think really because we've created something successful here. I think you're becoming a leader in your field. You're becoming an expert of something. You're becoming a person that other people want to come to for advice. You know, I think you're becoming the Hierophant here, and this is really you in a very powerful position, and I mean that. And I think, of course, there is a lot of responsibility that goes along with that. But I feel like this is a status, this is a power, this is a success. Maybe it's your business, maybe it's your YouTube channel, maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's that big promotion at work. You know, where now you're kind of in charge of a lot of resources, maybe a lot of people, maybe there's a lot that you are now, you're feeling, there's a lot at your disposal kind of. So I feel like there's a lot of money kind of flowing in. And that's part of this stability that we see with the 4 of Pentacles. It's like you're saving up a lot of this money. You're putting a lot of it away, and it's not really going to be an issue going forward, right? So I kind of feel like this is your own business, something that you're trying to do, and it's working, right? It's working here. And I think really the reason why it's working is because you feel some type of way about it. Just doing this work, this is your passion. This is your love, right? The 9 of Cups Even if we just had this card by itself, would be good. We see this card resulting in a lot of physical changes in your life. Physical locations, right, changing in your life. This is the activity, the work that you do. Maybe you're retired, it doesn't matter. This is what you do with your time. There's a physical component to it, physical satisfaction, right? In a very real way, and I think that's partly the money, but partly just the activity of it. I feel like you enjoy working with your hands. You like doing the activity, right? There's an intellectual, emotional component. Very satisfied. Something that you feel very strongly about. Something that aligns with your beliefs and your values. Makes you feel good to do it, right? And then, of course, creatively, spiritually, I think that this is something you recognize as being your destiny, your fate. It's an expression of your identity. And I feel like there's a very strong creative component here. Okay? And I feel like that all that is really enough to make this just bliss, right? But I think that we're achieving something we weren't expecting to achieve. We're getting either some sort of international recognition for what we're doing, or we're getting just an abundance of resources here, an abundance of this kind of earthly power, right, with that Four of Pentacles, that's allowing you to do a lot more things in your life, okay? That's really lifting the restrictions on your travel, on your experience, on the things that you can do. So it feels financial to me. Okay. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, the confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we're just going to set it aside right over here. We're going to put our very own Kelly Kapoor right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation at the end of the reading. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments. Okay, let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. There's our cat out here yodeling, confirming some of this. I think he wants a piece of this success here. This is really, honestly, it feels like a very big win. It feels like something that you didn't expect it to get this successful. Right? That we thought maybe it would just be, this would just be a great business, side business or something. But no, it's really taken off. Okay? And it seems really, really nice. I am very excited that we have the Universe card, the Fool card. We have the end, we have the beginning, and we've got the Hierophant in between. If this is earth and this is heaven, this is the kind of the go-between, right? Or we could say this is earth, this is heaven. Doesn't really matter. This is you really in control of this. This is your identity. This is your destiny. This is who you are. Now, Spirit's telling me that someone was bit by a dog recently. Was that you? Someone you know, someone around you? I'm connecting with like an older male energy in your life that is past. I don't know if it's dad, grandpa, if it's an older sibling. It feels like grandpa or even great-grandpa, like someone a lot older. And I don't know if they were bit by a dog when you were young or if they had a dog, something like that, right? I feel that they were very important in your development. They were very significant in your upbringing. They imparted a lot of wisdom to you. They were kind of a mentor or a teacher to you in some way. Okay. Let's see what else we've got. So we've got our major arcana. We've got a little bit of fire. We've got a little bit of water. We've got the air. The air is something we've got to deal with. And of course, we've got our earth energies. So the air really is what we've got to deal with. And with the Five of Swords, I'm thinking that you're getting this unexpected surprise, this unexpected success. And there's part of you that doesn't believe it. There's part of you, Five of Swords, that says, this isn't for me. This can't be right. You must have the wrong person. This is the disbelief where we kind of, even in this great power and this stature that you have now, there is this feeling of still being the underdog, of still not achieving or not being worthy of achievement or something. There's some kind of a thought process going on that's, you're putting yourself down. Yeah, you're putting yourself down about something. And it might be part of this general thing that you're wildly successful, but you still don't believe that you are. You know, it's, we still see ourselves as being struggling, as being the underdog, as being the kind of the loser, right? But this is the biggest win of your life, but yet we're still kind of talking to ourselves negatively like this. Yeah. What's the connection with Italian food? You cook Italian food, or that's like a favorite food or something. Maybe the mentor energy, maybe that was their favorite cuisine. But there's a connection with Italian food right now that Spirit's showing me. Like the Italian restaurant, with the white and red checkered tables and stuff. I love those kinds of restaurants. Anyway, let's counteract that 5 of Swords with, let's do a language of flowers. This is one of our kind of affirmation cards. I don't think they're oracle cards. I think more affirmation cards. But anytime we get a 5 of Swords, I like to put one of these out just to see what we get. The forget-me-not, remembrance, memories, and the past hold the key. Well, interesting. Maybe the memories and the past hold the key. Well, it could be this older mentor kind of energy. But the past, the memories and the past is kind of this universe card, right? This is the world as it was before all of this, before you started this work, right? This was the world. And I think it was small. I think it was limited. I think that it was restricted. I think that you didn't have the freedom to do what you really wanted to do. So maybe that is the way that you are able to get over this 5 of Swords feeling that you're not doing enough, or you're not deserving of it, or it's just not real, or whatever. The putting of yourself down, the negative kind of thoughts. Maybe it's by remembering where you were and seeing what is happening now and where you are and where you're going. That is enough, I think, to put it into some perspective. Remember where you've been so you can appreciate where you are and where you're going. Okay? Now, you have a small talisman or something that you wear. I don't know if it's a necklace, but it feels like it's something on a chain. Maybe it's a rosary or some mala beads or something, prayer beads. But there's something at the end of it. There's a little talisman. I don't know if it's a saint, or if it's a gemstone, or if it's some symbol. Maybe it's a rune. But there's something very important to you that is kind of a talisman for you. And I feel like there's a connection here with the work, with this business or with this project that you're doing, and it's kind of become your lucky charm. And it's kind of one of those things that you do not want to lose, right? So get a stronger chain for it. I feel like it's got one of those really flimsy clasps on it. You got to get something more substantial so that you don't lose the thing. Because I feel that's become a symbol of this work that you're doing, and it's kind of like the power of your success is contained in this thing. It's a talisman. It's a battery of spiritual power. I don't think losing it would there's the cat again. I don't think losing it would undo your success, but I feel like you've placed a lot of power in this thing that we don't want to lose it. Okay? I don't think it's responsible for the success, and I don't think it's going to undo the success, but you've put a lot of energy into it. Okay? Now, what we see beneath the surface with the Knight of Wands, this is all that creative freedom that you've got now. See, we were restricted here before, not just in our travel, not just in our finances or that sort of thing, but in your creative life. This is something now, this work here is an expression of you. And this is fire on fire. This is the horse and the rider in perfect harmony. This is you now kind of trusting your own creative instinct. Whereas before, maybe in that old world, you didn't. For whatever reason, maybe you were taught not to. And maybe this older mentor figure, maybe this wasn't the very, very positive influence that I thought it was at first. Maybe this was somebody that taught you play by the rules. You know, if you do what you're supposed to do and you keep your head down and you do, then you'll make something of yourself. But this feels like a breaking of the rules. This feels like you always now are trying to trust your creative instinct rather than not trusting it. And it's kind of like there's a realization here too. And maybe the forget-me-not, the memories, the past, remember that. Remember the times where you trusted your creative instinct, how good things got. Then remember those days where you didn't, where you had the creative instinct, but that Five of Swords said, no, I'm wrong. There's no way it'll work. And then, of course, things didn't turn out that great. So I think this is now, you're kind of like, I told you so. I told you that I know the way, right? So it's horse and rider together as one force, as one in one direction, right? In harmony. There's that, the two become one. There's that, the mutual trust there between the horse and the rider, between your conscious mind and that creative instinct. Yeah. Let's go to the path of the serpent now. And of course, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It does not cost you anything. And it helps out the channel, and I do appreciate that. So the Eight of Pentacles now is very cautious energy. With all of this creative instinct flowing, it's just this unbridled surge of energy. This is still a physical kind of process, right? We've got all this earth energy. We don't want to jeopardize this. We've got to make sure that we're reasonable, we're cautious. This is you making sure you pay attention to the details. This is you and all this creative surge of energy and all of this momentum and success. You still got to make sure you do your accounting, you file your taxes, you keep detailed records or whatever it is. This is the focus on those details that could be overlooked in the whirlwind of this creative activity. We forget about the little things. You got to eat. You got to drink water. You got to take care of yourself. You got to pay the bills. You've got to do all these kind of little details. Yeah. But it's also about the quality of the work itself. It's about all the other details. Yeah. Then also the details of this. You get so carried away with this that you start to cut corners. The quality goes down. We don't want that. We want to keep a high level of quality. Okay. And that's what this card is, and this is what you're focused on. This is another component of this success. Yeah. I feel when you were a kid, you wanted to do a talent show, but somebody told you not to. Or you were kind of excited about, for some reason you didn't get to do it. You really wanted to, you're very excited, but then it's either somebody wouldn't let you, or you got sick, or there was something where you had to stay home, you couldn't go do it. It was very disappointing. Yeah, very disappointing. Okay, Two of Swords here. We know what our conscious mind kind of does to us sometimes. We know that we have this tendency to kind of think bad and kind of look at the worst angle of what we're doing. The Two of Swords is asking us to rely instead on the intuitive lunar perception, right? The psychic sense, the connection with divinity, the instinct and the intuition. We've got our instinct here. This is that creative instinct. And our intuition is related to the moon, and then it even flows up into this kind of pure air realm of the Fool, where there are no prejudices, there are no biases. There is no judgment of ourself primarily, right? But the Fool is pure air, zero, right? It's the zero card. So there's no preconceived ideas or this kind of mental attitude. And I think the Two of Swords is really asking us to recognize the mind for what it is and how there's always that part of us, that dialogue that we have with ourselves that either kind of helps us or hinders us, or it just, if anything, it just makes a mess of things sometimes. In the Two of Swords, the way that you are kind of feeling your way forward, Yeah. It's not just us listening to our intellect, because with that Five of Swords, the intellect might steer you wrong. This is about tapping into that intuition, putting all of our biases and prejudices and all of our self-defeating attitudes behind us, putting them away, like really just dropping them all together, and going for that pure, instinctual, intuitive energy. And what does that lead to? Well, the Two of Swords has a connection with the moon. You see there's a little crescent moon up at the top. There's a little crescent moon up at the top of the Six of Pentacles as well. And this card is all about material success. This is all about the radiance of this work that you're doing. And this is telling me, even more so than the Nine of Cups, that this is going to be a success beyond your wildest dreams. It's so brilliant, it's blinding us. You see, it's something that we almost can't look at it because it's too shiny. It's too great, it's too magnificent. But this is it's one of those things that seem unbelievable. It's like, no, that can't be what I think it is. There's no way. This is that success that surpasses your wildest expectations. This is the biggest win of your life. And for a moment, it's going to seem like a dream. It's going to seem like it can't be real. Okay. But the closer you get to this, you see that, it's just the reflection of the sun that's making it look so shiny. This actually is something real. It is what I think it is. It is what I want it to be, right? But we're blinded by the reflection of its brilliance. And the reflection is coming from the sun, and the sun is you, your identity. This is your manifestation. This success is not being handed to you. It's not coincidence. The success that you're going to experience in your external life is a reflection of your internal state. Our lives are a reflection of our internal state, of our self-identity. If we identify as the sun, then we are manifesting that solar radiance, that energy, right? And I do think that it's kind of us accepting our identity, perceiving ourselves as the Hierophant now. This is something, again, that you're at the top of your field. You've become a master, an expert at something. You have this incredible stature and position now, and you have to recognize that. You have to accept that this is who you are now, right? You don't have to get arrogant about it. You can be humble. But realize that this is who you are, and this is why this is happening in the outside world. It is a manifestation of your essence, of your true identity. But we get to the Fool and we realize that this is not our truest essential identity, that this is yet another sheath, another mask, another layer of the onion, right? Because inside we are pure. We're pure spirit. And so all these things that we identify with and that we manifest outwardly are just more sheaths that are covering our truest of selves here. Okay. Now, the Fool card also represents your freedom, your ability to travel and to create. And it not only to create and travel externally and manifest kind of whatever you want in the external world, but especially because of what we just talked about, you are able to create yourself and reinvent yourself in any way you want, knowing that it's just a costume, it's just a sheath that we wear, that our truest of selves is underneath it all, but you can reinvent your identity in any way you want, right? And your external world will reflect that, as we talked about that process. Yeah. Very nice. It's very good cards. This is really a very significant time in your life. I think we should look at the mystery card. I don't have much of a feeling of what this is. Nothing has really come to me about this. I kind of want an Ace of Swords to show it's kind of getting out of this kind of mode. But we've got the Fool. We don't really need the Ace of Swords. I feel like there's this mentor kind of energy that I'm feeling. I almost wonder if there is like a lawyer or even maybe someone with a position of religious authority in your life, or maybe when you were a kid or something. I feel like there's someone with that kind of stature. Maybe someone who ran the local church, or I don't know. I kind of get that feeling with that Hierophant card, that there was somebody like that in your life that was very influential on you. And it's kind of, it's almost as if they were very critical in your learning process, but it's almost like now you're realizing that you have to transcend what they taught you, you know? I wonder if the mystery card's going to be another Hierophant card. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Let's see what we have. Oh, it's the Ace of Cups. Okay, we didn't need the Ace of Swords. We got the Ace of Cups instead. That this is, in a lot of ways, this is the icing on the cake. That you are realizing that you are fulfilling your absolutely wildest dreams. This again, this is the biggest win of your life. And this is almost like what was a 9 now. Well, now it's becoming a perfect 10. Well, we were happy with the 9, right? We didn't need much more than that. I didn't even think that the mystery card would be more water. We had the perfect amount of water here. This is bliss. Well, it could always get a little bit better, right? So we got an Ace of Cups. And I think that what you're doing now really is the source of all of your dreams, all of your creativity, all of your happiness. It's not exactly in the details of what you're doing. It's not in the object of it. It's in how you're doing it and why you're doing it. And that's the reminder here too. Don't get caught up in the specifics and the details of what you're doing. Now, that doesn't take away from the 8 of Pentacles. You still have to focus on the details. You still have to maintain quality work, and you still have to take care of all the bills and stuff like that. But the real meaning, the real essence of this thing is not in the what. It's in the how and the why. Okay? So you're taking all of this, it's a spiritual energy. The earth energy is just the physical component that that's transporting the spiritual elements. The subtle elements, like the fire and the water and the air, right? Those remain even if the earth energy changes. Maybe the job's going to change. Maybe the work's going to change. Maybe the location's going to change. Maybe you're going to realize that a different type of product is going to be better, right? That's fine. That's just the earth energy. That's just the scaffolding of the building. What really matters is the how and the why, okay? And I think that's the important lesson in all of this. Not to get so focused on the physical part of specifically what we're doing, because that's going to change. But the essence behind it, that's something that is, the essence is what creates the physical component. It's not the other way around. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around for that, there's a link at the end of the video. There's a link in the video description down below. And there might even be one up there in the corner. I don't know. New readings for Aquarius every Thursday and Sunday, but I am here every day, 6 a.m. Chicago time. Come back, see me again tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, does not cost you anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Yeah. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.